Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. In this video, we're going to be going over the new SSS Hunter hero that EE has basically kind of leaked in-game, which isn't going to be available until February 15th. Now, the whole EE team, the devs, the CC reps, everybody, they're all gone until February 19th because I do believe it is the Chinese Lunar New Year Festival. Correct me if I'm wrong, I do believe that is. I think my rep told me they called it the Spring Festival. But they're gone now until the 19th. So with the patch we got this morning, which was already 2 days early, they front-loaded everything that's going to be released in the game up to and including the Thursday patch, which we already have. We've already discussed. But then we also have all of the time-gated stuff that's going to launch on the 15th, which is going to be the new hero, the new SSS Hunter hero. So we're going to discuss him. This is going to be basically like a sneak peek into I think his name is Vizaris or Vizaris. I always forget. It's going to take me a while. But he looks really, really cool. So let's show you exactly how you can see him. Actually, we're going to, if you have an iOS, an Apple device, if you're playing on an Apple phone, you can actually go to the gallery. And then you'll see that it'll say out of 31, and you can see him right here, and he's going to be right by Vizaris. Now, I can actually pull this up on my phone and show you guys, because I did check. I thought maybe they patched it out, but it is still in here. So, this is going to be difficult to see. It's going to be blurry. But here's my main account, and you can see right up by, there we go, right up by Arcadia. It's blurry, but you see a black and white image. That is Vizaris, the Vizaris. So if you have an iPhone, you can just come to your gallery and you can look at them that way. If you do not have an iPhone, then you got to do it the old-fashioned way. And this is the same way that we discovered Sif and Na Fang in-game, because they often like to load some of the assets for new heroes in-game, and they just have gotten really, really, really poor at protecting it. Because this is how we found Sif, this is how we found Na Fang. Now you're going to come over to the advanced recruitment cards. You're going to go to your wish list. You're going to go down to Rakana, and you're going to hit this little magnifying glass. So click on that, and then you're going to cycle through all the elites until you get through the SSS. So it's going to be Sif, Fiona, Sif, and then Arcadia. And now we're going to get the new hero. So I'm going to pull a thumbnail from here, but this guy looks freaking awesome. I want right there to be my thumbnail. I'm going to screenshot that later. But this guy looks really cool. Like, you know, Taylor is basically a cat-tiger person. This guy just looks way, way better. Like, that's some wicked inspiration. Obviously, like Luke, he kind of has, like, the Aztec, like, native type motif going on with the feathers. But that could be his hair. That could be his hair. That might not be feathers. But really, really cool. I think it is feathers because there's a feather right there. But this guy's awesome. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to be basically going over his kit, because we have everything in here. We got the whole shebang. They have him completely loaded up in-game. And this is going to be basically like a mini, I'm going to call it a sneak peek, but we could almost do a deep dive on this character, except I don't have any gameplay footage to show you guys, which I'm actually, after reading through this guy's kit, I'm actually really excited for him. He has some really cool stuff in his kit. He's basically the tank for your hunter team, but there are some nice little caveats in there that we got to discuss that's going to change the makeup of your hunter team. So you see right here, he's the Twilight Hunter. He is a Wenfear. He is a hunter. Basically his traits are protection, forced displacement, and then true damage. Normally, he does have a charge, kind of like Taylor does have a charge, and he's a hunter. But he can force displace like vanguards. So we're going to go over his kit really quickly here, and then we're going to just like discuss some stuff about this guy. Again, I think he just looks awesome. Is he going to make the hunter team OP? No, because there's a hunter SP that the majority of us don't have. But I think he actually makes the team much, 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 much better in the absence of Artemis, and we'll discuss why. So let's go look at his ultimate first. So Vizaris pounces at his target, so he's going to be a frontliner. He's going forward into the action. He's going to push that target back 4 meters, which is a significant amount, and stun them for 3 seconds. Right there, if it's Nord up front, or you know what do we want to use hunters against? What doesn't have a hard natural counter right now in-game? Well, it's tanks. It's tanks, because unless you have like Masrani as a 6, like an A7, then you can kind of use your summoners against tanks. You can use your assassins if you got Korra against tanks. Energy, with the advent or with the introduction of Caravan, energy has become less consistent. They're trying to make energy just the hard counter to summoners, and so they kind of are revitalizing the Hunter faction with this guy, in my opinion, to make them the hard counter for tanks. So he's going to jump forward and push a target back and stun them. So if it's Teresh, if Teresh is in the front line, they're going to get stunned. If it's Caravan or whoever, they're going to get stunned, but only one target. Then he's going to jump back to his original position, so you're going to play him in the front line. So he's going to jump back to the front line, and he's going to chuck 5 spears at the target. Each spear deals damage equal to, 220% of his attack, which doesn't sound that meaningful. For every 100 attack speed, Vizaris throws an extra spear, up to 5 spears. What does that mean? That means you're going to want to have a set on him that has 300 attack speed, and you want Vizaris on your team to give him 200. That's the only way you're really going to easily get up to 500 attack speed without having to run attack speed boots. And this way you can run attack boots. Now, I do have a gear set already set aside for him. It is a little bit difficult. I am running a Unleashed and a Sun Signet set with crit rate hands, attack helm, attack boots. But you really do need really good crit rate secondaries and attack speed secondaries in order to hit 300. 300 is actually pretty high. It's a pretty high benchmark. The only other hunter that requires that high of attack speed is Arcadia, and she needs 500 as well. And you need 300 from gear, and then you get 200 from Vizaris. So keep that in mind when you're looking for gear to set aside for this guy. For when he comes out, you want... And Gluttony's not going to do it for you. Gluttony does not have attack speed substats. You do need Unleashed gear to get everything out of this guy's kit. Otherwise, you're just leaving damage off the table for his ultimate. So for every 100 attack speed, he throws another spear up to 5. So 5 times 100, that's 500. So he takes 80% less damage during the displacement. And this, so he can't be attacked, or he can be hit with like AoEs and stuff, but he can't be nuked as he's coming in to do that pushback, because he's going to take 80% less damage. And actually, he's going to have a whole lot more damage reduction in his kit as we get into it. You'll see why. This skill can trigger the basic attack effects. So he's going to, those 5 spears, if you get him up to 300 attack speed, they're all going to be counted as basic attack effects, which he does need from his kit, and which will also push back and stun from the, I can't remember what the commander's name is, but that commander. So the talent modifier is, before activation of his ultimate, dispel all control effects and gain a shield equal to 30% of his max HP. Well, you don't want this guy stunned or slowed or whatever he is. So as soon as he gets up to his ultimate, he's just going to clear all his debuffs and he's just going to go. He's going to gain a shield equal to 30% of his max HP. So he's going to take 80% reduced damage going in. He's also going to have this HP shield, and he's going to have obscene HP stats. We're going to see why later on. So he's going to have a huge shield on him every time he does his ultimate. And then the exclusive effect, when the spear hits the target, it deals damage around the target. So it is an AoE equal to, not a whole lot, 180% of his attack. So I don't know if they're going to be able to counter summoners, but even if it is tanks, he's going to do more damage because those spears are all going to be AoE. So if he chucks 5, that's 5 AoE abilities right off the bat. And since these are considered a basic attack effect, we are probably going to be able to run the pumpkin bomb prototype with them if we don't have the crossbow. As of now, we don't have another way to get the crossbow hunter prototype that came out with Artemis's release. So all of that in his ultimate, but all of this ultimate does on just as it is right now. It doesn't seem like it's that impressive, but it will get better as we read how it is affected by the rest of his kit. Carmota, that's the commander's name, Carmota. So this is his first common skill. Nothing a lot here. So he's going to throw 2 spears, with each spear dealing damage to all targets in a straight line. So think Arcadia. So this is kind of like Arcadia's ultimate in Vizaris' common skill, equal to 400% of his attack. The only way to get level 5 is if you get the +1 all skills. And it does seem like we're probably going to want +1 all skills on this guy. We'll see why later too. But this damage can trigger basic attack effects. So his ultimate's got basic attack effects. His first common skill has basic attack effects, which is all good, and this is going to affect his next ability. Talent modifier, read piercing throw, has an extra 30% crit damage. So since you're going to want to prioritize crit rate, because you want to get him up to a really high crit rate. And then you really want to prioritize attack speed substats, since you need him at an obscenely high attack speed. They are just throwing in this extra crit damage, so you don't really have to push really hard to get that as well on your substats. Although, obviously, if you can get crit rate, attack speed, and crit damage, even better. But this talent alone is just going to be like, we know that you can't go for crit damage as much given his kit requirements. So here's just an extra 30% crit damage to make up the difference, which is really, really nice. They didn't have to do that. That is awesome. So exclusive effect, piercing throw enhancement. So after each revival, nothing in this about his revival, but that is in his passive, he's going to chuck 2 more spears. So I'm assuming that after he goes through a revival phase, now this is 4 spears he chucks, each dealing damage to all targets. So his ultimate's going to do 5 spears doing AoE damage, and after his first revival, then he's going to have 4 spears with AoE damage as well. So a lot of AoE damage in this guy's kit, and that's really all it is for now. We don't know how high this attack is going to really matter, but that is what this skill and his ultimate do. Now this one's the really interesting one. This one's awesome. So Time to Hunt. This is his second common skill. Each 3 basic attack effects, remember you're going to get 5 from his ultimate, you're going to get 2 from his first common skill, but that's going to turn into 4 after his revival. So each 3, so all you got to do is really get an ultimate, and then that's going to give you your first 3, and then your first common skill is going to give you another one. So he's going to be doing this quite a bit. Triggers the following effect. Summons Dio, the Eagle, to attack the enemy. So Dio, he will deal 220% of Vizaris' attack, but it's also going to reduce the target's damage. This is probably decrease. This is probably damage reduction, because we're going to be using hunters against tanks, and tanks have high damage reduction, high armor, so this is going to drastically reduce the damage reduction of whoever he hits. Now, it doesn't say attack the enemy, so this is a single target ability. But if this is damage reduction by 15% for 5 seconds up to 3 times, because he's going to do 3 basic attacks, so you're going to reduce the person's damage reduction by 45%. Now that is also making the assumption this is damage reduction. I don't know what this would, I don't know, I can't think of a scenario where damage increase would be the correct term here. Damage reduction by 15%, so 45% for 5 seconds, which is that in alone, that's going to facilitate the rest of your hunters who do true damage to do even more. Although if they're doing true damage, they're bypassing damage reduction anyway, so we'll see. Talent effect. This is the really cool part. Really, really cool part. So when Dio deals damage, and this has to be a typo, because this can't be real, increases Vizaris' max HP by 900% of his attack. Up to 10 times. So we're talking 9,000% of his attack. Right? Who is the summoner? Who's the summoned creature here? Dio or him? That is insane. And this effect, it goes up to 10 times, but it also is inherited after revival. So you will not lose these stacking effects when he dies and is revived. But it also, so he's going to increase his max HP, increases his max HP by this much. It is also going to restore the same amount of HP. So not only is he going to be healing himself a lot by big amounts, he's going to be stacking his max HP going up, which is going to help the rest of the team, which we'll discuss. So this talent effect right here is the first time where I'm like, whoa, okay. Now this guy is really cooking. That makes his kit really interesting. And then the exclusive effect is after each revival, and I do believe there is only one. So after the revival, this ability turns into true damage. So this is where he's going to get the big old shebang true damage action. Now keep in mind that, you know, he's going to be stacking his max HP to the point of death, so that by the time that this translates into true damage, he's going to have a really, really big health pool, and he's going to be healing himself for some pretty obscene numbers. So this Time to Hunt, that's a really interesting ability. I really, really, really like that. And then his passive, Heart of the Wenfear. So when he dies, he will be resurrected after 1.5 seconds with 70% of his max HP. If you go all skills, and this is where I say you should go all skills, then that's going to make this 100%. HP and energy recovery is increased 100%, right? So you need all skills to get this. he's going to be revived with 100% HP and 100% of his energy up to 1 time per battle. So he only gets that 1 cheat death. But like I said, by then he should have a really, really high base HP or max HP. When allied heroes are revived, that's going to be Vizaris. That is going to be Arcadia. Increase their HP by 50% of Vizaris's max HP. Remember, that can go up to increase by 9,000% of his attack. So they're going to get a huge HP buff. Now, that is likely going to be right when Rebecca's shields fall off. So then they're going to die, and they're going to come back with a huge health pool. This is a great facilitator for the Hunter team. You see me, I'm quite animated because I think this is actually quite cool. And restore the same amount of HP to them as well. So they're just going to come back full health and with a massive HP pool. At the start of battle or after each revival, so he's going to get this at the start of battle and after he revives. He's going to take 95% less damage, gradually decreasing to 0 over 20 seconds. So this is much like the just Assassin's Cloak chucked on him. So at the start of battle for 20 seconds, he's going to have an insane durability. All that time stacking max HP, healing, all that good stuff. Really, really good. So, and then when he dies, he can die once, he's going to come back and he's going to get this same big 95% less damage. That is huge, huge. He's going to get it again. And then this effect is also effective against true damage. I don't know why it wouldn't be. True damage is going to kill him just as any... Okay, so this damage reduction cannot be bypassed by true damage. There we go. There we go. There we go. Gotcha. Okay. So that's really, really cool. Yeah, you probably definitely want all skills on this guy. And now the talent effect. At the start of battle, again, for each one allied when fear hero, Vizaris increases his damage reduction by 15%. Now, this is what okay. I'm going to get closer here. All right. Actually, this is the part that I think they're showing their hand a little bit for something upcoming. And we'll explain it. This is the important part. So, at the start of battle, for each one allied when fear hero, he can increase his damage reduction by 15% up to 90. Now, what that means is he can have 6 units on the field. They all be when fear, and that's going to give him the max damage reduction. That's 90% damage reduction. He's got damage reduction everywhere in this guy's kit. But what this is doing is they're tipping their hand, saying that there is going to be a hero that is a when fear that's going to be awakened that you can put on this team. Now, this also means that, you might want to run all when fear hunters. So what that means, either this is what I have in my mind. Either they're going to awaken Bada, who is the only when fear support hero outside of Loran. And Bada did come into the game after Leo. She was very, very, very early. They're going to awaken Bada and give her so this counts as a 6th unit, A7, so that we can have her as the support on this team, and then we can keep Miranda with the energy team. Or they're going to awaken someone, say, like Moriami or Prygor. I really hope Moriami, because I got her Hyper Evolved X30. And she is going to can act as a 6th unit. So then we're going to run, we can possibly run him, and then say Vizaris and Arcadia, who you will definitely want. And then we can run Moriami, Prygor, which is 5. And then, is there another Wenfear? Well, I don't think there is another Wenfear Hunter. I think that's it for Wenfear Hunters. But then, I don't know. Or we can run those 5 Hunters and they awaken Bada. And we can run a full 5 Wenfear team with Bada being the awakened hero. So I'm thinking they're kind of showing their hand here, because why would they put this caveat in here if they didn't already have planned a way for us to use 6 heroes to get him up to this 90% damage reduction? And then damage reduction, so keep in mind, so at the start of battle, and after he dies, he's going to gain this insane amount of damage reduction, 95%. He has damage reduction when he goes in from his ultimate. He's going to get a big shield as well. And then for each Wenfear hero, up to 6, includes himself, he gains 90% damage reduction just on top of everything. And then the exclusive effect, when he resurrects, this is probably going to be his X30. When he resurrects, it deals 600% of his attack power to all surrounding enemy units 3 times. So it's a big pulsing nuke. This damage can trigger a normal attack effect. Now keep in mind he's going to be reviving with a lot of HP and energy, but since these are a basic attack effect, that can also trigger his eagle to come into the field and to give him a big huge heal and to stack some HP. So this is a quick way for him just to heal up to full and increase that cap of his max HP. So ladies and gentlemen, that is his kit in a nutshell. It is very, very, very cool. Let's just look. We can actually look and see what he's getting for even substats. So there's crit rate. So right now I got him my Unleashed set, which is got 300 attack speed. Keep in mind you're going to want 300 attack speed from gear. It only has about 72% crit rate. So this is going to put me up to, on that gear set, it's going to put me up to 81. But then I'm also getting 14.2 from everything else. So he's going to have roughly 95% crit rate, which is perfect. That's really nice. So attack. He's got a lot. He's got a lot of attack in his substats, which is really nice. So health too. Health, attack, and crit rate. Those are all really, really awesome. The only thing he doesn't really need is the defense, but we'll take it anyway, right? Since he's going to be a tank hero. So that's really, really cool. And then his exclusive 30. No, his exclusive 30 is not his passive. When the spear hits a target, it deals damage around the target. So that's his ultimate, I do believe. No, that is his first common. After each revival, throw 2 more spears. That's his first. That's his piercing throw. That's his first ability. Deadly hurl. Deadly hurl. That's his ultimate. So his X30 is his ultimate. Although that's not the one I thought would be his ultimate. His unlock is his passive, and this is the big one, in my opinion. When he resurrects, no, that's not that big. This one's nice. After each revival, it's true damage when the spear hits a target. And, you know, his ultimate, his exclusive is not really bringing a whole lot to his kit. You get the majority of it from talent effects. But that's going to be him in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to wrap it up there. 22 minutes of me, you know, just going fanboy over a kitty cat. You just look, if you go down to the feet. So, like, let's just do, I'm not going to do a side-by-side. But look at the detail on this guy. Like, look at the eyes and the feathers and the whiskers. And even, like, you can kind of see a little bit of a fur pattern. And then his feet with all these, like, the sinewy coming down, the muscles coming down to his toes. Like, the detail is really, really nice. So that's him in a nutshell. I kind of want to go look at Taylor really quick. Cancel. Let's go. Yeah, like, Taylor looks like, you know, like PS2 graphics, and the new guy, Vizaris, looks like PS1 graphics. Like, the feet are nowhere near as detailed. You know, he just looks like a cartoon character. Like, he looks like a very, very, very upgraded version of Taylor, which is kind of funny. Well, not funny. It's kind of cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the sneak peek at Vizaris. I don't remember what it's called. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Again, it is a leak, but technically they chucked them into the game files because they're on holidays, and you know, they just made it easy for us to find. So whoever found him, good on you. I'm not sure who it was, but good on you. And again, remember, if you have an Apple iOS, he will be in your gallery under When Fear. So ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's all. What is this? Is coming out on Wednesday, so no patch notes tonight, because the patch notes came out on Monday. So I don't know what, I'll find something to make content about. Otherwise, you guys will see me on Friday for my Hell Arena video. Till then, till next time, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you later. Cheers, peace, bye-bye. He looks real cool.